Today, we're diving into one of the most valuable and honestly, one of the coolest roles where AI meets marketing, the Uplift Modeling Specialist. Now, this isn't just about predicting who's going to buy something. No, it's about predicting who we can actually persuade to buy. It's a subtle difference, but it changes absolutely everything.
So here's how we're going to break it all down. First up, we'll get into the hidden problem in marketing that makes this role so critical. Then we'll dig into the science of Uplift itself. After that, we'll look at some real-world results, and trust me, that numbers are big. And finally, if you're thinking this sounds like a fit for you, we'll lay out a clear roadmap on how to build a career in this space.
Okay, let's kick things off with the fundamental challenge. You know, in this world of massive marketing budgets, companies are spending millions, but they're often totally missing one key question. Is what we're doing actually helping, or could it be making things worse?
And this right here, this is the multi-million-dollar question, isn't it? Are you spending your precious marketing dollars on people who are already going to buy your product anyway? That's just wasted money. Or, even worse, are your ads and your special offers actually annoying a chunk of your audience and literally pushing them away? This is exactly where the old-school marketing models just completely fall flat. Now, this slide gets to the heart of the huge shift in thinking. A traditional model, well, it's all about correlation. It's great at finding people who look like your past customers. But an Uplift model, that's all about causality. It's laser-focused on finding the specific individuals whose behavior will change only because you did something. That's the real difference between just predicting and actually persuading.
All right, so we've laid out the problem. Now let's get to the really elegant solution. It's time to break down the science of Uplift and see exactly how it works.
At its core, this is what it's all about. It's not just looking at the final outcome. It's about measuring the incremental, the causal impact of your marketing. So it answers the question, how much more likely is this one person to do something if we contact them versus if we just leave them alone?
In this table, this is brilliant. This is the output. An Uplift model doesn't just give you a simple yes or no. It splits your entire audience into these four groups. You've got your sure things. They're going to buy no matter what, so contacting them is a waste. Then you have the lost causes. They're never going to buy. But this last group is fascinating, the do not disturbs. These are people who are actually less likely to buy if you contact them. They get annoyed. So the entire goal of this whole exercise is to find and pour all your resources into that one golden group at the top, the persuadables.
So this all sounds amazing in theory, right? But what does it actually look like in the real world? Let's check out how major industries are using this exact framework to generate some massive, measurable value and an incredible return on their investment.
Let's start with a classic example, the telecom industry. This is a total battleground for keeping customers, where every single subscriber counts. So it's really no surprise they were some of the first to jump on Uplift modeling.
Okay, so here's the problem. You've got a list of customers you think might leave. What do? Calling every single one of them is incredibly expensive. And, like we just saw, it can actually backfire. You might just remind someone they wanted to cancel their plan. The Uplift solution, on the other hand, is surgical. It finds only those customers who will actually be convinced to stay because of your offer, and you focus all your energy right there.
And here is the jaw-dropping result. In a real-world case, a telecom company increased the ROI of their campaign by 20 times. Let me say that again, not 20%, 20 times. And they did this simply by not calling the sure things and especially not calling those do not disturbs. That is an absolute game changer. Now, let's switch gears and head over to another data-heavy industry, banking. This is a great example of how versatile this whole approach is. We're moving from preventing something bad, like a customer leaving, to encouraging something good, like a new sale.
So picture this. A bank wants to cross-sell life insurance. Instead of just blasting an offer to everyone who's eligible, they used Uplift to find that persuadable group. Customers whose chances of buying literally doubled if they got a call. By focusing just on them, they made their campaign 3 times more efficient. They cut their cost per sale by 2/3. That's huge.
And let's look at one more case, something we can all relate to: online shopping and that endless stream of emails with discount codes. Here's the deal. Giving a 20% discount to a super loyal customer who is gonna pay full price anyway? You're just throwing profit away. Uplift models let an e-commerce store be so much smarter. They can send those valuable discount codes only to customers who are on the fence, while leaving their loyal base alone. And the result? More sales, and just as importantly, fewer people getting annoyed and hitting that unsubscribe button.
Okay, you've seen the problem, you've seen the science, and you've seen the incredible impact it can have. So now for the big question.
how can you actually build a career in this super high-demand, high-impact field?
Well, here it is, a pretty clear 5-step journey. You got to start with a solid foundation in stats and machine learning. Then you move into the really specific theory of causal inference. From there, you get into the specialized uplift methods and tools. And finally, you wrap it all together with real business context, because that's where it all matters.
Let's break down those first couple of steps, because they're non-negotiable. You've got to master the workhorses of machine learning, things like random forest and XGBoost. But the key, the thing that really separates an uplift specialist from a standard data scientist, is going deeper into causal inference. Really understanding controlled trials and the traps of selection bias is what this is all about.
And now for the Specialist's Toolkit. You'll need to learn algorithms built just for Uplift, like the two-model approach or more advanced meta-learners. You'll probably be spending a lot of your time in open-source libraries like scikit-uplift for Python. And this part is absolutely critical. You have to master unique ways to measure success, like the CUNY curve, which is designed specifically to tell you how well your model is at finding those super valuable persuadables.
So, what's the big takeaway here? At the end of the day, what an Uplift Modeling Specialist does is more than just build complicated models. Their real value, their magic, is translating all that complexity into a dead simple, powerful, and incredibly valuable business decision. Who do we talk to, and who should we leave alone?
And really, this quote just says it all. As more and more companies get smarter and move away from just counting clicks and start measuring true causal impact, the demand for these skills is just going to explode. This isn't just some niche role. It's a real glimpse into the future of scientific, data-driven marketing. The only question left is, are you going to be a part of it?